A new addition to the garden this week is this lemongrass. A friend of mine is growing a bunch, and she cut some off of her mother plant. And I'm not sure if we got enough rooting, but hopefully this will take and thrive. And over a week later, my lemongrass is doing really well. It's definitely grown. This is all new growth since it's been transplanted. I'm letting the dill go to seed. Isn't that pretty? Dill seed, the dill weed are all culinary, have culinary uses. My okra patch, along with the ones I'm growing in containers with the melons and other stuff. But see, they're flowering and producing. We got a couple of green okra, regular okra, instead of the burgundy ones that I planted. These were in with the seeds, so be getting some normal okra, I think. I've not been able to get to my strawberries in a couple weeks, not been able to do anything with the runners, and things have probably gotten out of hand again. But that's what happens. I've been busy with the chicken coops. I've harvested out the purple Perilla, the bucket that had a whole bunch of them. This still has several plants in here, and been making teas with it. And I've also cut out some of the single ones that I had transplanted already and cut them and made them into tea. I am finding Purslane to be just a beautiful plant. I am going to, if I ever do a flower bed, I'm just going to have that bunch of it just grow right there. I think it's lovely. Later in the day, that it's not blooming, but still, it's still a beautiful plant, and need to get them watered more. Still no blooms on these. I'm hoping that maybe that's the start of some blooms. I don't know, or just more leaves. But we've got one that's also growing potatoes. I need to cut that out because I don't. As much as I like the potatoes, I really want to get these kiwis going. Got more melons, Korean yellow melons, sunjewel melons, ripening, and we found two that were in the straw over there rotting, so we gave it to the chickens, little silkies over there, and been harvesting some, and I accidentally picked a green one. It just fell off the stalk as I was trying to remove it from the hay so it wouldn't rot too, but they ripen on the shelf and they're just delicious. I'm enjoying it. I think that's why my mom's going to come and visit us for a while. I harvested some leaves and stems, but I hadn't cooked them yet. That'll be today. But it's going crazy, and they're blooming and flowering also. The Korean sweet potatoes, Asian sweet potatoes. See them back there? See the flowers around the cinder block? These wonky watermelons are doing okay. They're still getting bigger. But the ends, the stem ends, aren't getting any bigger. The first one that was developing, and it's growing very slowly. My husband comes out here and moves them every once in a while because I'm worried about them rotting at the bottoms. This one is the biggest that we've got growing. And we have a whole bunch of these little baby lizards. A clutch of them must have hatched out here. And they're all over, which I don't mind them at all. I like them. I like them better than the spiders. Almost as much as I like praying mantises. Love those. So I'm hoping that this year will be my year for watermelons. We'll see. And these are all grown from the seed of a melon that we ate last year that we really enjoyed. And I'm finding that the seeded ones have a better flavor and sweetness when you get a ripe watermelon versus a ripe seedless watermelon. I mean, they're good too, and they're easier to eat, but the flavor of these, this one in particular from last year, is so good. there's the garden. I really need to come in here and weed before my mom visits this weekend. But we've got some more seed on the ground, some more melons growing from the white bucket one over there, and letting things just go wild. On this beautiful Tuesday morning, I'm out here watering, finding some okra that needs to be harvested later. Each of these 3 plants got at least one that needs to be harvested, and we're getting some more on the other plants. But this is what I noticed. See the 2 spiders? Aren't they neat looking? And these mammoth sunflowers are definitely starting to bloom. That one's got some more flowers coming up on it, which is interesting. The other 2 don't. Some of the aphids had moved over here. And see, this is not doing too well over the sunflower. There had been a lizard over here earlier. We have a whole bunch of baby lizards. I guess they came from the same clutch. But what's neat, I don't know if you can see on top of that leaf right there. I'll get a closer look at that. There are 2 spiders, one on top, one underneath. There are no aphids over there. No other insects, no larvae, no worms. And I don't know where that lizard went to. But there's a whole bunch of little aphids, these little orange colored things over here. And they decimated my eggplants. And I kept meaning to get some neem oil, and I just hadn't done it yet. Still doing research and trying to find neem oil that's just neem oil. I don't know if that's available. But everything I'm finding is also mixed with some other stuff that I'm not sure of.